GNT Show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. These are the voyages of the GNT Show. Our continuing mission to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to Boliga, where no show has gone before. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Okay, that part I do remember. I love that.
Hello, people! Live from the Caridian Players Theater! It's the GNT 25-hour marathon!
And his voice is ruined for the rest of the day.
With the special guests!
With the special guest. The Brady Bunch. No.
Florence.
You didn't tell me I needed to bring alcohol this morning.
Don Rickles.
Paul Lind.
Carrot Top.
Charo.
And Bran Flake.
Red Skelton!
Did you guys know that Carrot Top is 50 years old now?
Well, he's
Really?
my
Wow.
age, so yeah, it kind of doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know he was that old.
Thank you, Brandon. Yes, I just turned 46 last week.
That Carrot Top's older than you. That's hilarious. Oh well.
Oh, Carrot
Well, I
Top?
mean, he didn't get popular until maybe he didn't. I just didn't know about him until I
he's a
feel like
freak.
I just found out about him like 20 years ago, and that he was I thought he was a kid when he started, but maybe not.
Yeah. No. I
He
think
was young when he started.
Well, he's in his 30s.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
just
in his
getting old.
20s.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
I don't realize.
It's been a
it.
long time.
But please, he's no Gallagher.
Well, that is.
And he's certainly no Gallagher, too.
It's okay. 50's totally the new 20.
You bet your
Seriously.
Hell yeah.
ass.
Christ.
Yeah, Janet. Well, hey everybody, it's me, Tara Lynn. I've got
It's
with
me,
us
Gettysburg 7.
and
Hello?
sorry, say something.
Kapla!
There he is.
Hi, yeah.
And joining us in the room is our wonderful, the rest of the team. And I don't mean that in the Gilligan's Island kind of way. These really are our support staff of amazing talent. Is Steve, Midnight Shadow.
But don't tell him, they'll go too straight to his head.
Hello. And Jessica.
How you doing?
Yay, Jasper!
Whoa.
And
thanks.
finally, Kojiro. Yay!
Hello.
And our special guest, Bran Flakes, who you all remember as being the former community manager for Star Trek Online, but is now in the community of Riot Games for League of Legends. Welcome, and how are you?
Hey. What's
Hey!
So are you still in therapy from dealing with the forums?
Oh. You, my friend, have not been to the League of Legends forums.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Really? Is it worse?
It's different, but you know what? I actually don't work in the forums. I go there just to have conversations with players and check out what they're saying. Like, my role is completely different than what I did for community with anything I've done in the past. So it's really unique because it's really given me a chance to push my craft and learn new things and have challenges and push the boundaries of what I've known as a community professional. So it's super exciting to work on.
That's really cool. I know that it's an extreme, more so than any other game than I think most of us have experience with. It's an extreme international game, which kind of goes
very
hand in hand with
competitive.
your education, which is very cool.
Very, very competitive.
So any chance we'll see it in PE class in the near future?
You know what? Actually, a bunch of colleges and high schools have programs and leagues that they run for League of Legends, and it's people are getting scholarships now to schools for League of Legends play.
Are you
because,
kidding me?
No,
Wow.
I'm not kidding you. It's an esport. I mean, there's huge tournaments that are NA has this whole North America has this whole collegiate world collegiate circuit of colleges that have their own teams. There's professional teams around the world
Okay.
that
Brandon, I don't
are
mean
our
any
own.
of it.
It's
I don't mean any offense to you. But when
No,
people
no.
talk about the state of education and that there's not enough funding, and then you say there's scholarships to go to be on a video game team, I'm just going to say,
Go Harvard.
maybe.
well, it's just like any sport. What's the difference in someone getting a golf scholarship
Well,
to
I don't
go
agree
to a
with
school?
that either. I don't agree with that
There you go.
either. Just like
Okay,
I
well,
don't agree
there
with a
you go.
state university coach being the highest paid state employee, and then people bitching about the cost of education. But our basketball team won the tournament. But that's not why you're going to college.
Yeah, but that money doesn't go to education anyway, and you know it. Really,
But that's
it really
but it
doesn't.
still raises the cost of going to the school.
Well, you can thank we'll talk about that at another time because I've already got my opinions about
We have a hashtag?
NCAA and football. So we'll
Wait,
we'll
we
do
have
it.
a hashtag?
We
got a hashtag. I'm a freaking professional here.
Well, and funny, Steve's the one that put it in the chat room.
Well, he's
All
professional.
part of the
Janet,
master plan.
Janet, you realize I'm only like an hour away from you.
I know. We could meet in the
We
middle.
do this all the time. I'm always here, and then we never meet.
Oh man. So, my dear, we were just about before we decided to, go live, quote unquote go live. We talked a little bit about your take on Star Trek Online's. I know that you're now the community manager also for Stonewall, the Stonewall Fleet.
No, so
How's that?
before I started working on Star Trek, I was a leader in Stonewall. I mean, I was able to put that on my resume, and that's what helped me, get the job as to show experience of working with the community. But I'm back there in a leadership role, but I'm doing their public relations. So basically cool. Running social media for them, helping with recruitment, promoting events and building up plans, and then just coaching leadership. Those who are interested in becoming stronger leaders and working with them and general stuff for the fleet. So I've always been in the fleet, but when I started working there, it was kind of like a conflict of interest, obviously, to maintain a leadership role in a Star Trek Online fleet when I worked on Star Trek Online. So I decided to step down, just be a member, and now I'm back in a leadership role now that I can.
That's great. For any of our listeners who may not know, Stonewall Fleet happens to be probably one of the very first and largest fleets in Star Trek Online. And it's just awesome. They've always been such a great support. And I don't know what we would have done after the Great Caspian meltdown without the support of fleets like Stonewall. So thanks, you guys.
If you try and ask them any questions, they will just keep putting you off, and hence the name Stonewall.
Oh, please.
Wah, wah, wah. No, Stonewall. So we are an LGBT, QIA, etc. fleet. Yeah.
Still one of the strongest fleets in the game. And again, we love everything that you guys have done. And again, we love the support that you've given us over the years. And thank you so very, very much.
Yeah, I love being a part of the group. But going back to the question you had about Midnight, I do want to touch on it because the Star Trek story portion of it is what resonated so much with me. Not just, having gamed since I was a kid and experienced a lot of so-called story in these games, it really adds to the gaming experience. And Midnight's story and the way that it was wrapped up was just... It resonated so much with me as a fan of Star Trek and a fan of Star Trek story. It just felt the closest thing that S2 has done to living out a Gene Roddenberry episode. And it just, it floored me. And if I look at all of my experience in gaming in terms of experience story and going through an arc of any type, this has to be the defining moment in gaming history for me in terms of that. It will just...
Wait, which episode are you talking about? Are you talking about Midnight. Or Sunrise?
Midnight.
Yeah. Midnight. I just played Sunrise. I like that too. That was pretty Star Trek.
I really enjoyed Sunrise.
I was really jet lagged, but was it kind of short? I felt like it was kind of short.
It was shorter than some of the others that we've had lately, but it was.
But did you do
really good.
Jabberwocky after it as the follow-up?
I haven't. No, I haven't done the Cardassian revamp yet. So I haven't done any of that yet. That's on my list. I put together like this little list of like the things I need to.
Yeah.
I've been slowly going through it because just coming back from vacation, it launched the day I got back, and I've just been jet lagged and like so catching up on a lot of things. So I've only been able to experience a few things from the season, like Admiralty. The Herald lockbox, I opened like a bunch of those to try and get those ships. I've done both the new queues, started my Terran rep, and then played Sunrise. So I still have the Badlands to go through. I haven't gone through that yet, and I haven't. There's one other thing. I forget.
Hey, you haven't
There's
done
one
the
other thing for the
PvE yet?
season. Huh?
Oh, you
the
did,
Cardassian revamp.
Cardassian revamp.
You did start doing the PvE then to do your Terran rep.
Just the 2 queues, Counterpoint and Assault on Terra Nor.
And I haven't done
love
either
that,
of
like
those.
Assault on Terra Nor, like actually like is almost has like some cool raid mechanics in there, like where I felt like, oh, this is actually a challenge. It's not just like mindlessly shooting things. So there's a mechanic to it that you got to figure out in the boss fight, and I love that.
Ooh.
And then the other one is fun because of the way Terra Nor keeps regenerating.
Yes. Oh well.
First
that's kind of
First time I
annoying.
did that,
But
I let out an expletive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it's
only
that's
PvP
actually kind
I've
of
done
annoying.
so far.
But it's good. You know, I like that they're mixing it up, and it's not just, you know, pew pew pew. It's like, okay, I got to think, and we actually got to plan and strategize. Like we almost lost as a pug going through advanced ground queue. Advanced ground queues are super easy. Like bug hunt. Like I mean,
Yeah.
come on, you just like you can sleep.
I do
through it.
I do bug hunt
So-
on Elite, yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
So,
advanced.
but with this new ground queue with the boss fight, you actually have to think because the boss is a tough little cookie.
Sweet. Yeah, I have not done. I've only done a couple of the Cardassian revamp quests, and they've been really fun. And it's funny is after you get through the revamp stuff is when you start to realize, oh gee, yeah, they really needed the revamp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just played through them for the last time with my Delta Recruit. I'm finally leveling up with Delta Recruit. And I started with Federation, and I played through the Cardassian episodes. I finished the last one the literally day before my vacation, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like I am so
Yeah.
glad these are getting a
So
revamp. It's really
glad they're
showing
getting redone,
compared
yeah.
with the new content out. Like it just and this completes it. I think everything is up to date in terms of. I mean, other than maybe the feature episodes, but those have always been like pretty decent quality. Like the featured series, like Breen and those. So I think we're pretty much set on at least the Fed side in terms of like quality missions all the way through, and that's really exciting to see.
Very cool.
So how
Oh
are
my
you,
gosh.
my friend? Because I haven't seen you since Vegas.
I'm doing good. Just super, super busy. Enjoying married life. Enjoying my nieces. I just, my sister had a baby last year, and she just turned 14 months, and then my sister also had a baby on my birthday this year.
Yes.
So it's like
And
the
for
most
those that
special
don't know
thing
Brandon,
ever.
he has one of the most beautiful families.
Seriously.
His
Aw.
sister, him. It is like, wow.
They're all
Aw.
like gorgeous.
Aw, that's so
Your
sweet.
sister's like a model.
She's beautiful. She definitely got the looks
No,
from the
don't
two of
sell
us.
yourself short there.
So-
Good stuff.
But my nieces, I just adore them so much. I mean, I have nieces and nephews from my half brother and sister that are 20 years older, but I didn't get to grow up with them like we talked. And I love them. Of course, I love them dearly, but like
Right.
to be here, seeing them every couple weeks, like grow from just this little thing that I see just popped out of my sister to like now walking and talking. It's just like mind blowing and like so magical. And I love just so much unconditional love. It's crazy.
Cool. Well, I hate to say it, Mike. How are we on time?
I know. I think you got your new guest coming, right?
Yeah, we have another guest coming on here in a few minutes. I just have to give them a call on Skype once we.
Here we are. We were worried about whether or not we would have things to fill our time with, and I told him, I go,
I was the one that was worried. I was. pulling my hair out
We had to
because I was so
force
worried.
feed Mike fucking Xanax.
Oh, jeez.
Sometime
But if-
offline, Bran, you and I should talk community management and engagement. Because
Yeah,
I'm
let's
studying
do
the
it.
same
I
thing
love
you're
it.
doing.
That's
Oh,
exactly
please!
right.
I love doing that. My favorite thing to do is to talk with other people, friends, and especially community members of the games I work on about like how they can get in the industry if they're passionate about that, and just like best practice and things. I'd love to talk. So one of you
And
guys hook her up with
and
my
kudos-
info and let's chat.
Terrific.
Kudos to a former coworker of yours, Thomas the Cat, for our new graphics.
Oh, yeah?
On our
Such a great
webpage.
job.
We
Oh,
have a
nice.
whole new look to our website, brand new
I haven't
logos,
been.
brand new icons. It's
Oh, wow.
spectacular. It looks
It's
fabulous.
gorgeous.
I'm pulling it up on my. I have Pat's phone with me as well. I'm using Skype on my phone, and I have Pat's phone because I was watching that World Championship, and I haven't
Look
get
at-
back yet.
Oh, see, look at how advanced technology is now. He's actually
I
talking to
know.
us on a freaking phone.
It's loading right now, but that's awesome. I love Thomas so much. Oh my
I
gosh!
do too.
Wow, that's so cool.
Isn't it
Right?
beautiful?
Although I missed the boot.
It's the boots
Oh,
there.
there's the
Look
boot.
down.
I see the boot. I see the boot.
The boots there,
Oh, and
the
the bow
ties,
tie.
The bow ties there.
the bow ties
Is
there.
that a
We have-
marijuana leaf? No, that's not marijuana. Anyways,
Isn't
well,
that-
thank
isn't
you
that
guys.
graphic
I've
so
missed
cool?
you.
Thank you, Brandon. Our love
Hopefully,
to
I
Pat.
can come back and we have another conversation about Sunrise and that
Oh.
whole arc going on.
We would love
I love
to.
you guys. Keep
You
up
have an
the
open
good
invite.
work.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us, everybody. That was Brad Flakes. We love him.
We love you.
Yay, bye.
Love you guys. Talk
Thanks
to
so
you later.
much.
Live
And
long
that's how you
prosper.
start off a marathon, folks.
Woohoo!
So,
Next up,
those
Harvey
in the
Korman.
room, so you know, anyone that donates $100, I do a shot.
Ooh.
We should probably take a minute to mention our
Why we're
big
doing this?
prize.
Yeah, we should.
Should we also mention why we're doing this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the
Go
top
ahead, you
word
guys.
is not self-explanatory that we
I'm
have
gonna make a
behind
cup
us.
of coffee. You explain.
Mike, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Well, we have a pretty high server bill in order to deliver what we deliver each and every week, and then some. We need to raise roughly $2,000, and Nick had the brilliant idea to do it in 24 hours, people.
24 hours! That's right! Book Bakai rookie cards every hour on the hour!
So that's what we're doing. And we have, some great guests lined up. We've got some amazing prizes.
We have a shit ton of guests. That's not a joke. Mike and Janet and Steve have kicked fucking... they have Ronda Rousey this bitch.
And yeah, so we've worked very hard to put this thing together, and hopefully we will entertain people enough that they'll start throwing money at their screens.
Or annoy us to shut up. To shut us up.
Yeah, that's also true. Bribe us, please.
Whatever works for you, whatever lie you have to tell yourself, okay?
So we're looking to pay for our server costs, and that's our web server. The graphics on our website, those were not free. We do have to pay Thomas for his wonderful work. And then we've got our streaming server, our TeamSpeak, which is our studio. We've got our chat room. We have, the list just goes on and on of all these different services that are required in order to deliver what we do. And we want to make sure that we can continue doing so for the next year, if not longer. So if you can help, I will share a link to our support us site, and you can donate to our Patreon or GoFundMe or directly to PayPal. And we have a lot of prizes that we'll be giving away throughout the 24-hour show. Let's see. Let me pull up our prize list. We've got games, books,
And some
posters.
stuff that we have a huge prize, and then some that were donated yesterday that blew my mind.
Oh yeah. So let's see. We've got the items that Nick is referring to are the Stowe Delta Rising pack and the Stowe Legacy of Romulus pack. Those were donated to us, and those will be available, or we will give those away to a lucky recipients some point during the show. But our big prize for the show is a commander level ticket to Star Trek Las Vegas. If you want this, you have to donate the most amount of money throughout the 24 hours. So if you donate a little bit now, a little bit more later.
I was going to say, so they can do a rolling total. So.
Yes, it's cumulative. So if someone outbids you, so to speak, you still can contribute to get that ticket.
So basically, it's like when you go onto an adult website and you want her to moan your name during the live cam, you just keep donating to outbid the other people.
Essentially.
Okay.
And at the end of the 24 hours, we'll have our accountants do some quick math, and hopefully we will figure out who our big time winner is and award them.
And if you're going to do that, please try. I would ask, though, try and stick with one of the donation things so Mike doesn't have to go across the spectrums and say, okay, this person gave on this one, and this. That will really screw things up.
It would make my life easier if you stuck to one, but I can, as long as you're using like the same email, I might be able to do some correlation, but yeah, for easy computations later.
And so if we go $1,000 over our goal, we're sending Mike to the Mustang Bunny Ranch.
What? Really?
No.
To get his pillows fluffed.
Hey, whoa!
So to speak.
Housekeeping.
Okay. And thank you to the donor of the STLV, and thank you to Star Trek Online.
Yes.
That blew my mind.
That's really cool. We have some great prizes. Have we talked about did you guys go through the list of what we've got?
Yeah.
Some of the things
we have not gone through the entire list. We've
got the Star Trek
couple highlights.
Since nobody won that, the Star Trek Catan.
So we're gonna shove Star Trek Catan down your throat.
That bitch is gonna go. Okay,
Gonna go.
This is definitely taking a turn, folks. But one thing I did want to point out is we have more prizes than we have hours of the 24/25 hours of G&T show. So we are ready, willing, and able to be generous with you, and we certainly appreciate in return your generosity. So we thank you.
And please spread the word on the social media about us doing this. We've got it on Twitter. I know I posted on Facebook, and Mike and Terry and Janet and all that. Please spread the word. Try and get people in here.
Yep.
Quick point of business. We're going to do this live on the air. So when someone donates, are we going to send them a shout out over the air, or are we going to just go, keep it underneath our hats? What do you guys think?
No, I think
we'll shout the hell out of it.
Yeah, shout
yeah.
outs.
Okay. This just
we have our
got
production meetings on
and
the
I
air.
told you, $100 or more, I do a shot.
Of what? What are you going to shoot?
Shut up.
Oh. Okay.
Earl Grey shots.
Earl Grey shots. Ooh.
Vodka.
Vodka? Okay. Ew. At least you could do like butterscotch schnapps.
Vodka.
Fireball?
Vodka.
Okay.
Vanilla vodka.
Ooh, yummy. Okay, that's cool.
Some of the items that we have available are a Bye Bye Robot poster, The Making of Star Trek Yesterday's Enterprise by Eric Stillwell. We have a couple copies of TNG Season 8 Warped. Is that even out yet?
Yes.
Oh, it is out. Okay.
Just got released last week. And for those of you who do not know what it is, it's actually a book of essentially the tweets from the guy who started the hilarious season 8 of Star Trek The Next Generation on Twitter. Funny ass shit.
Think of the book as like shit my dad says.
Shit my dad says, but for Star Trek season 8. If there was a Star Trek season 8,
this is what it would have been.
This is what it would have been.
We have a TOS transporter Sultan Checker.
And it's only the first hour.
We're 40 minutes in, dude. Are you all right?
Wow.
Save it for later.
Pace yourself, dude. Pace yourself.
Salt and pepper shakers. Star Trek mug, Star Trek road trip board game, 1,500 piece Ships of the Galaxy puzzle, We have a couple Skeletrex action figures. The CD box set of the original Star Trek Enterprise soundtrack.
Wow.
Yeah, CD box set. Really pretty.
A couple copies of the autobiography of James T. Kirk. I just finished that. Really, really good. Loved it. We have a couple model kits, a Klingon battle cruiser, and then a trio, which includes the Ferengi Marauder, the KDF Bird of Prey, and the Romulan Warbird. Assembly required on those.
Well, they're model kits.
They're model kits.
The USS IKEA.
Yes. We have the full set of Star Trek Seekers, volumes 1 through 4. Let's see, the full
That's
set of the
prize.
fall.
Yeah, the 5-book series of Star Trek The Fall.
We have, we're not
Lots
even
of stuff.
halfway through
And we need to send a shout out to CBS Products because they really came through for us. We asked them if they had anything that they could donate, and I got a big old box on my door. So thank you so much to Marion and John Van Sitters and Holly over at CBS Products for their assistance and their support of G&T by donating a lot of today's prizes.
Yeah.
You know, John Candy would have been 65 years old today.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, there was a left turn.
We're not
I
giving
know,
them away,
I just
sorry.
saw that, and it did. I loved John Candy.
Yeah, I did too.
We have 2016 daily calendars, TOS wall calendars, Ship of the Line coffee table book, the STLV Grand Prize Commander level ticket, Ships of the Line poster collection,
Terry
Star Trek
pinup
costumes.
calendars.
No.
Star Trek costumes, 50 years of fashion.
Did you take pictures when I wasn't looking?
Yes, I did.
I'll never
Actually,
tell.
Alan's been doing it all year.
I'll never tell.
An
Well,
autograph.
hello, Alan.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
And look, Harry is walking in from the wings. It's Alan, everybody, Kajiro.
Hi there. I'm doing my radio voice. Hi there. Oh my.
We also have Star Trek pop-up books, Star Trek Catan, the Stowe Delta Rising, and Legacy of Romulus packs. And then Janet has graciously donated an autographed copy of her book Untrustworthy. So we'll be giving away
Very
all
cool.
of that throughout the day.
I will be glad to make it out to anybody you like.
And for the female with the highest donation amount, I will come to your house and give you a full body massage.
Meanwhile, he gets slapped
I'll add that
upside
to
the
our
head.
list.
I'm
You can
home
tell-
alone, Terry. I'm home alone.
I was gonna say, Janice must not be there.
There's a track meet. I'm home for the next 7 hours by myself.
Oh my God. Well, Michael, did you need to make a call?
By the way,
Yes.
happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
It's
Happy Halloween.
Oh my
Coming
God!
back
Did you
to
guys
New England
see?
for this
did
time
you
of
guys
year-
see Nick DeGoid's
yes,
costume?
unfortunately.
Hilarious. I
Which
even
one?
loved.
I think I saw him in three different costumes.
I saw one that burned my retinas, and I've been blind ever since.
So Robert Reyes wants to know, where do they donate $100 so people will do shots?
Nice.
I'm thinking we have.
In the menu at the top, there's a support us link. All of our links are listed right there. Patreon, GoFundMe, PayPal. So
Whatever's
choose your
easiest
poison.
on you.
Choose your
So,
poison.
do we want to... And again, we should have discussed this ahead of time, but that's not the way we operate on G&T Show.
Oh, not the
So,
way we
like, the Delta Rising pack and the Legend of Romulus pack, do we want to put, like, if someone donates $200 or something like that on it?
I
so
think what we decided to do was whoever was the donor, the highest donor during the hour, would get a prize.
Oh, that's nice. I can deal with that. So some
We can-
schmuck's going to donate $5, be the only one, and get a fucking Delta
Well, at
Rising.
3 o'clock in the morning, he might get a very cool prize. But if somebody donates $5 at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm okay with that. I really am. That would be pretty awesome. So, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be. Oop.
Well, we're all slurring our
We
words.
can hear that.
You know,
Hello.
$5. That'll be good.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There are like 6 people in our chat room, plus now the wonderful, the talented Terry Erdman and Paula Block.
Yay!
Very quickly have become very much favorites of this show.
We
Hell yeah.
adore them. Hi, guys. It's Terry.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello
it's Nick.
there.
It's
We've
good
been
to have
trying
you on
to
the
listen
show.
in
Thank
on
you
your
so much
podcast
for
up to
joining
now,
us.
so we just turned the sound down.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much for joining us again.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We're spending tonight in a graveyard,
Okay, this is why I love them. What will you be doing there?
watching out for vandals.
Yeah,
Oh.
please don't tell me you'll be
Honestly,
digging.
the local, we live in a small town, and the local chief of police called a number of people and said, "Would you spend the night in the graveyard so that just keeping an eye out for vandalism?"
Yeah,
And
so nobody steals the graves.
So we volunteered, and we're going to just be driving around in the graveyard for hours all night long.
We have a
Wait.
historical graveyard in our town. A lot of people buried there who traveled the Oregon Trail.
Right.
So it's a cool place, and lots of people like to hang out there, but they're not supposed to hang out there on Halloween night.
We have we're in the town I live in is the graveyard of the grave of Francis Scott Key. So I wonder if they do
Ooh.
that there.
Yeah, I bet they
It
would.
probably depends on if they've had problems, in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, I don't think Frederick is. No, there's a heroin problem, but not a graveyard problem.
They end up in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, about maybe a month ago or 6 weeks ago, someone went into the graveyard. It's also in the forest, so it's surrounded by beautiful old trees. And somebody went in and lit a bunch of candles and then left the candles burning. So there's been a concern here ever since. So we're on guard duty tonight.
Well,
Oh,
take,
wow.
take plenty of
And
coffee
with any
and
luck,
try to
the Great
stay
Pumpkin
warm.
will
And
show up.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That is still really, really cool, and I'm sure the community really appreciates the extra effort by its members. I mean, that is history. I mean, it is history. It's how a lot of people, keep track of not just history, but some of their own family history is by being able to see who's buried where. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So the reviews for the book, awesome.
Yeah, they seem to be okay.
She's
A little understated
Okay,
there.
Wow.
It's
I'm very
beautiful.
modest.
The book is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And talk about history. I was so pleased to see how the book is being shared amongst fashion historians, but also costume designers and in the theater realms. I'm seeing a lot of people who do costumes in live theater and community theater sharing the book. Like, oh my gosh, we have a new source.
Well, that's cool.
We rather hoped that, we didn't think it was only for fans who want to look at pretty pictures. Everything we write, we hope it's a little bit useful, maybe even educational. It's part of our intention, I think.
Well, it really is, and it's so pretty. I mean, it's a beast of a book too. I mean, I don't mean it as being overly burdensome, but it's a big book. And also, most recently in the United States, at least, we finally saw the pop-up book.
Yeah, it finally made it over here.
It's so cool, you guys. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
That was fun, but I guess they finally found enough paper to send it to the U.S.
If you don't know this story, it's a little odd. That the pop-up book has a strange history. We were asked if we would work with them. Paula chose the images, chose the episodes and such, and we wrote the text. And then the book came out in England, and our names weren't on it. And it also didn't get distributed outside of, I think, England and Australia. So we called the publisher, or called the person that set us up with it, and asked why was it like that? And they said, well, they don't know why they didn't put our names on it. They just forgot. And the other thing was, the reason it was only distributed in a small part of the world is because they ran out of paper.
They only had a certain amount of this heavy-duty paper that they could use for the pop-ups. So they said, well, we're going to distribute all the copies in the UK, and then next year we'll send it elsewhere.
After they got more paper.
Yeah.
So it's an we've never heard that story before.
Wow. I haven't either, but that's really cool. But all I have to say is that I have seen it. It does exist. It's actually in bookstores. It's beautiful.
We actually bought, because we didn't have one, we actually bought one from an English outlet.
From Amazon UK.
I had it shipped over here. So.
Last year. But this year they did send us some U.S. copies. As near as we can tell, they look identical.
Oh my gosh.
But it's beautiful. We're really happy with the book.
I'm trying to wrap my head around them running out of paper.
Yeah, well, they ran out of paper. Are you guys going to be up all night? Honestly, you're really doing this?
Yes, sir.
we are.
Hell yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you think about it, we are going to be longer than the night because we have a temporal anomaly in the middle of the night.
That's right.
Yes.
Actually, we have 3 temporal anomalies during the night.
One for each time zone that we're in.
Yeah.
Actually, the UK went back last week, so it's only
It's too bad that it's not spring, because then you would get to lose an hour rather than gaining an extra hour.
True.
You tease us.
Well, I think
My dream is that somehow Brandon Braga would get word of this and join us for one of the anomalies.
The Braga Hour.
That's what we should have. That's what we're gonna call it. You do know that it's gonna be the Braga Hour.
The Braga Hour. Well, we're gonna have 3 of them.
That sounds great to me.
So we'll only call it 1 hour, even though we'll have 3 of them.
it'll be like that episode of TNG where Picard, where the Enterprise explodes, and then the Enterprise explodes,
cause and effect.
and then the
Cause and
Enterprise
effect.
explodes.
Will explode every hour.
I suspect later in the broadcast, after you've been on for 20 hours or so, you might actually think that you're meeting yourselves coming in the other direction.
Yes,
I think you're probably right.
And also, if someone donates $100, I'm doing a vodka shot.
Oh, speaking of which,
I heard that.
Nick, drink.
Yes.
Apparently, you have to drink
Someone
now.
donated $100?
Someone has already donated $100, and I think we should note that this hour, in honor of our guests, we will be giving away a copy of Star Trek Pop-Ups. Is that
sounds great to me?
All right,
and we can send them also a autographed
an autographed poster of the Star Trek costume book, the fashion. What is it? The 50 Years of Fashion in the Final Frontier.
Mike, can we say who donated the 100?
We can't even remember the title unless the book's in front of us.
The individual that donated the 100 so far is Robert Reyes.
Oh,
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
He's going to do it. Oh, my gosh.
Son of a...
He did what? He did a shot?
Shot of vodka.
Wow.
So by the end of the day, you're going to have done 25 shots of vodka.
Well,
if someone donates
people
$100,
give them $100.
And for $200 and for $1,000, I'll do a shot of absinthe.
Live from the emergency room.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so funny. You know what? If we need to alternate, Nick.
Right, exactly. Need a fun, yeah. I'm doing a GoFundMe to pay for my shots.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask you, so how has the, not just for the pop-up book and not just for the costume book, but you guys are working on something else, correct? For the 50th?
We're always working on something else.
I was going to say it.
We did complete a new Quark novella, an ebook.
Yay!
And it's a lot of fun, but the editor on that said, "Oh, this is so great! I'm going to hold it till next year." So he told us the tentative publishing date that he told us, and we don't know if this is going to change, was 6/6/16.
What he said was, I like it so much, I want to hold it till dead center in the middle of the 50th anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a good idea for marketing and maybe for the company, but we want to see it out because we actually finished it. It was the final edit, everything, all of the approval was already about 4 months ago, and it's going to be another 7 months or 8 months before it comes out. So we're just sitting on pins and needles because we're really happy with the way the book turned out.
And we want to know if anybody thinks it's funny.
Yeah, does anybody like it? No one will.
Please tell me it's got a Ferengi in it.
Well, it's Quark.
It is a Quark story.
It's a Quark story.
It's a Deep Space Nine story starring Quark.
Oh, awesome! I just love what you had done with Love's Latinum. Wait,
Love's Latinum Lost.
Thank you.
Lust's Latinum Lost
and found.
Yes, that was so good. I mean, I read it in like 2 days, and I told Terry and Nick, you guys have to read this because this is so good. So thank you. I'm looking forward to the new book. Too bad I have to wait till June of 2016, though. But
I know. Oh, and by the way, the name of this book, if it starts getting publicized, is The Rules of Accusation.
The Rules of Accusation. Oh.
Yeah.
That's
you guys, your dinner conversations must be awesome.
Are they?
Wait, no, we just sit and stare at our cell phones.
Yeah, just like those TV commercials.
Yeah. We enjoyed Quark so much. I mean, we love the Ferengi so much that we're really honored that we got to be the ones that started writing a Quark series. And we keep thinking about what the next story would be. I mean, it's a little odd. Quark is stuck on the station. On the first book, we took him off into a fantasy in the holosuite. And in this book, he's pretty much on the station the whole time. So we don't know if there's another alternative. He's been on the station and off the station. Now what do we do with him? We're a little confused ourselves.
That's so great, though. I am so excited to hear that at least the other book's coming out. I know it's not till the middle of next year, but things are really starting to, to look really good. We were a little worried about a year ago as to how the 50th anniversary was going to be rolled out, but it looks like they've got a lot of really cool stuff planned. And it's nice to
from
know.
what we hear, they've got a lot of things planned. They're very busy.
And I wanted to ask you, since you wrote the book, did you see the leaked pictures of the new uniforms for the new Star Trek film? And if so, your thoughts?
I think I only caught a glimpse of it. And to me, I wasn't even sure if it was, the actual uniform or if it was a rehearsal thing or what, or a blue screen costume.
Oh.
So I don't think that I saw enough of it to be able to comment on it.
I have a comment.
Oh.
I am a great believer in not opening your Christmas gifts. In advance.
On Christmas Day, it's fine.
I try to not see any spoilers. I'm willing to look at the trailer to a movie when it comes up in front of me on the big screen, but I really try to not see anything because it's the excitement, the fun, the surprise. It's the surprise. Somebody has worked for several years, spent just an inconceivable amount of money pouring their art and craft and time into creating something for us. And I think we should be willing to wait until we get it in one big, there it is. So I don't look at the trailers. I don't look at the costumes. I really skim over the Facebook listings because I get it all in one great big flash chunk. It just for me, it's better that way. So I have not looked at the costumes. I'm assuming that they're going to be really nice.
I have to say, I won't be giving away any spoilers here. Personally, I saw them and I think they're so cool.
Well, everything they've ever done is cool. I mean, I like Paxton outfits. I think the wardrobe is cool. So.
Yeah. It is cool. We do have one little note from Stephen White in our chat room who wanted to say hello from Wairika.
Tell Stephen hello back from us. We'll probably see him down the road. We keep running into him in Wairika every time we make a grocery trip down there. It's not that they don't have groceries in Oregon. It's just that certain groceries don't get past the California border.
Ah.
Aww.
I understand. I do. Oh, that's cool.
Like peanut butter. Like Laura Scudder's peanut butter.
Oh, you want to talk about Laura Scudder's? See, that's a California thing.
We love Laura Scudder.
I do too.
There seems to be a neutral zone line between Washington and Oregon. In California and Oregon. We lived in California for many years, and then we moved to Oregon, and we have favorite products that for some reason they don't distribute up here.
Right.
So we actually cross the neutral zone line, state line, go down there to buy certain things, and one of them is Laura Scudder peanut butter.
And what's so funny?
How good is this peanut butter then?
It really is that good.
Smuggling Romulan ale, huh?
It
Second
really
ingredient
is
is
that good. See, I'm
crack.
from California and now living in New Mexico. And the last time I had a friend visit from California, I asked her, she goes, "Do you want me to bring you anything?" I said, "Yes, please bring me as many boxes of Laura Scudder's chip dip mix you can." Because they don't sell it here.
Yes, it's a wonderful product.
Yes, this isn't the Laura Scudder show, by the way.
No, it is not. But we went into a store in California, and as we walked in the door, we bumped into this one of our favorite Trek fans, Stephen White, and there he was in this store. And so you never know when you're going to meet somebody.
It's true.
It's been it's.
I met my
very
last
true.
restraining order the same way.
So may we ask, what have you been busy with lately? Now that the books are all out, except for of course. work.
We have been working on a different project, but we cannot speak about it because there are so many vague things about it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you have something that you have an NDA on. So yay.
What?
You have that you can't the non-disclosure. You can't talk about it.
Oh,
I love
yes.
that.
Yes.
We have a personal NDA.
Yes, we're doing something rather different, the same but different.
Yeah.
And we can't talk about it quite yet, but we're in the middle of it. The way we work, we write at home, and we gather up research materials and stuff. And at the moment, you can't walk through our office or our living room or get to our dining room table because it's all covered with research stuff that we can't tell you about.
Oh.
Now you might, if you walked into our house, you might be able to figure it out, but we're not going to let you.
And I'll let you know that in the chat room now, everyone is starting to say where in Oregon they're from. We have J.L. Galloway from Hillsboro, Oregon.
Well, yay. We're down in the southern region.
Yeah, we live actually as the crow flies, we're only 30 miles from the California border, but there's a mountain a mountain range in the way. So in order to get to California, you have to drive about 70 miles, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
And oddly enough, we only live an hour and a half from the ocean, but in order to get there, you have to go to California and come back up. You can't get there.
You have to go down to Eureka.
Wow.
I got that from here.
That's
there's
I went to
a lot of mountains out here.
It's pretty.
We're in mountain forest country.
God, it's so pretty. So pretty. I love that. I love that country. I love that country a lot.
That's beautiful.
And from what I understand, that's where the best pot is grown. So.
Well, it's where the legal pot is grown anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been told that we haven't quite ventured, but you never know.
Yes. We've heard that a lot of the best pot comes from Northern California, but we have no personal experience.
Well, once I'm retired from the Army, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
This is my last month of 28 years in the Army. This is my last month in.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, at the end of November, I'm out.
Wow.
Are they hoping to re-recruit you?
God, no. God, no. They've already asked me if I want to sign for 2 more years to make it an even 30, and I said, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Sounds like one of those career things. Like Terry's brother was in the service forever after he stopped doing service type things, he was working behind the scenes and engineering and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. My brother was in the Air Force for 30 years, and when he got out, he went to work for a civilian contract that had a civilian company that had Air Force contracts. So as far as I know, I mean, from my point of view, he was in the service for
forever,
centuries.
Well, I now
eons
work as
and eons.
I work as a government civilian for the Army, so.
A government civilian?
Yeah.
Is that a job?
Yeah, I'm the deputy public affairs officer for the military base here.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds like a red shirt job to me.
I know, right? I'm a GS. But
my
28 years, and they asked me if I want to join for another 2, and I said no, because my body cannot handle it. It is a job and a game for the young.
Oh well, that's true. Many things are like that. I spent years. I used to be very interested in the music industry until one day I realized that I was the old guy, and if you're not 17, get out.
Well, I thought of you.
There's a lot of jobs like that.
Terry, I actually thought of you because recently I watched Straight Outta Compton and Jersey Boys on the same night, and I thought about like the whole marketing thing and all of that, and I thought of you as I was watching it.
Did you think I lived in Compton or New Jersey?
No, just the whole business.
The biz of
the biz, yeah.
Publicity. Terry was more publicity than marketing, although they do go hand in hand.
Because the NWA, they were not the easiest people to do publicity and everything for because of their reputation, even if it was undeserved, the reputation.
Right. I was lucky. When I was working for 20th Century Fox, we had a whole bunch of science fiction films, including Return of the Jedi and Aliens, and they needed somebody to go. Excuse me. They needed somebody to go out to these things that we'd heard of called science fiction conventions, and they assigned me to it. And I suddenly found myself out in this amazing world and fell in love with it. So I kept doing that for many years. So I didn't have to deal a lot with, the inner workings of the business and the budget of pushing product, because I was just going to cons. I had a wonderful time.
How horrible for you.
Oh, it was terrible. I was forced to go to different cities and associate with people wearing Star Trek uniforms. I mean, it was just, it was 20 years of pure hell.
except for the fact that he met me at one of them.
Oh,
except for everything.
Now you then have seen the real explosion in conventions, especially in the last couple of years.
Well, they were big back when Terry was doing it, and then they kind of died out a while, and now they're back.
But it's very different. When I was doing it, I mean, I started going to conventions in the early 80s and, did it for 20 years. And on any given weekend somewhere in America, there would be a half a dozen conventions, several of them professional conventions, some of them book-oriented reader conventions, science fiction reader conventions, and some of them by local Star Trek fans. But then as the years went by, it changed. The professional companies that were doing it, one of them went out of business. Creation Convention is doing more big ones and fewer small ones. So even though they probably had the same number of attendees, they did a smaller number of events. And today, of course, Comic-Con, the word Comic-Con has expanded, and that's happening everywhere. But it's very different. When I first went to San Diego Comic-Con, which was just a little convention. It was no different from, pick a convention in any small town in America. And that has grown to the point now where it's almost unbearably crowded. 130,000 people is too much.
It's a little too much.
It's a little too much. When I first went, I mean, when it first started, they had 300 people in the basement of a hotel, and then when I first started going year after year, it was 5,000 people, and it was a really nice convention. And now it's 130. But but Creation used to do a couple every weekend. There would be one in Albuquerque and one in Minneapolis or someplace. And now they basically do Las Vegas, and several other big cities, but it's not the way it was. And I don't hear about the little local fan club convention as much as I used to. I'm not sure that they're still doing them.
Well, Media WestCon's still going on every year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's where we met.
Oh, that's so cool. You guys, you have to understand this. We've seen these two people together, and they are they're such a beautiful couple together, and they're so inspiring. That
You're gonna make me cry.
I know, I'm serious. They're so in love, and I just love them so much. So, Mikey, how are we doing on time, sweetheart?
I think we need to do a quick break to restart our recordings.
Okay.
And then we have our next guest already in the room, so
we're ready to go. So
we do?
Yeah, we do.
Who's that?
And that is Al Rivera from Star Trek Online.
Al.
Hello.
Hi, Al.
Good morning.
Well,
we can introduce
we need
them.
To go and
no,
we need
Terry
to go and walk our dogs anyway.
You guys keep going. I'm eating breakfast. You take your time.
Al Rivera is the lead designer for Star Trek Online, the wonderful MMO game that I think you guys got to meet in Las Vegas. I think you did.
Probably, but it's all a blur.
That Vegas convention, it is a blur. It was 5 days of wow, look at that, wow, look at that.
Yeah. And it's going to be crazy next year.
Too many shots of Vegas.
Yeah, it is. So again,
Go ahead.
What were you going to say,
keep
Paula?
Talking.
No, I was
just going to say we're going to go walk the dogs anyway.
Oh, that's great. Well,
thank
give
you
your love
guys
to the puppies.
so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very
experiment here.
To the wonderful authors, Terry Erdman and Paula Block, we love you so very much, and congratulations on the success of Star Trek Costumes. 50 years.
Oh, we have one request of the listeners.
Please.
If any of them have purchased the book, we'd love to hear their comments on Amazon.
Yes.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
Support authors, please.
So please support our authors. We're going to have a lot of them on in the next 24 hours, so please, if you've read it, review it.
Authors need feedback.
Yes. And as we go to sleep tonight, happily, we will think of you poor suckers still wide awake.
You're going to be sleeping in a graveyard?
Go rub it in.
That's right. We're going to be doing the graveyard shift. So what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I was going to say, you're going to be awake too.
We'll still get home before you get off the air.
I know.
But, and we'll probably tune in and listen, for a few minutes before we go to sleep, and we probably won't recognize your hoarse voice.
You're probably or drunk. It just depends. Right?
Oh, and the last 2 hours are our normal 2-hour show, and that's when we are just going to be out of our Jerry Lewis 4:00 in the morning.
Out of our minds.
Yeah.
Out of our minds.
Yeah, I think we're going to sound a little like this.
And ladies and gentlemen, look at Ava Braun over there.
I'll sound like Brenda Vaccaro.
Thank you so much. It's
thank
been
you
a pleasure.
again for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us to join the party.
Our pleasure.
Love them.
Station
Farewell.
break. Okay, Al Rivera is up next, but while we do that, what I'm going to be doing is restarting the recording so we don't lose any of this. So,
all right, and I'm going to go flog the bishop.
Music for the GNT show is provided by 5 Year Mission, Enterprise Blues Band, Warp 11, Andrew Allen, and Greth Thor. The GNT show is a BLB production.
Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make this a happy place. To fully go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy free. see.